Something is going on. Huh. Am I still talking?
And where are you family from, Marta? Your
What did you
family?
say?
Where is your family from?
Oh, my family is from Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica.
I'm here with my husband. My daughter was born here in the United States, so she is a Costa Rican, but she's more like US really, because she did not enjoy the life and the beauty of my country. Every time that we go for a vacation, she's like a tourist, like she opens her eyes and very surprised of the good things of our countries. Yeah.
Well,
But
thank you.
is that okay? Do you want to know more, or you want me to say?
We just want like a short introduction so we can know who's coming today and we can start getting familiar with each other. So thank you so much. And Lionel, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Leonel Rojas. People call me Lionel. I'm also from the Franconia Dems. And we were, Marta and I are sort of are the liaisons with this committee from the Franconia Democrats. And I have been in this country with Marta for almost 40 years. And I'm very glad that this year for this election, we have a chance to participate actively in the, first of all, the Franconia Democrats, and second, the Fairfax Democrats.
Thank you. Welcome. And Todd, can you introduce yourself? I know that Todd was in another meeting too, so we're going to skip it for now. Are you there? Oh, good.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it working okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, my name is Todd. I'm not Latino, but my tía abuela venía de Sonora y me cuidaba cuando era un niño. And so but I was brought up in Milwaukee, but then later moved to El Paso. So I'm particularly interested and concerned that all of the minorities that we have in Fairfax and Northern Virginia are participate and are represented in our democracy. And I'm very excited that Elizabeth Guzman is on today, because gracias a ella, I had the opportunity to meet one of my heroines, Dolores Huerta, in 2019. And so inspiring. And then had another chance to meet her again. So that's been wonderful. And since 2021, I found some erosion in support from Latinos, I think largely from Republican disinformation. And that's why I think it is so important for us to be reaching Latinos with our information, which I think is a lot better. And that's one of the reasons I've been working to try to get, if any of you have gone to iwillvote.com, it's also all in Spanish. So it's very easy. You just put in your address, it shows you where you can vote. And it explains voting in very simple terms. And it makes it much easier for people to get out and vote early in many cases. And I think that's a great model. They've added other languages now. And I think that's a great model to ask the joebiden.com, the Biden-Harris website, to put in useful messaging information, which is our story. Because we have too many Latinos and other minorities who say, oh, yeah, no matter what you say you did, you know, for me, economy was better under Trump.
So I don't want to interrupt you, Todd. Todd, I just want us to know who we are, what we're doing.
Okay.
How about
what I'm working on is
have the
just trying to get
we get more
the
information.
campaign to do more stuff in Spanish and other languages too. So to put that information on the website in Spanish and other languages. So
Okay.
that's why I'm here, because that's my passion, because we've got to reach these voters. We can't afford to lose all of these voters who supported us in the past because of disinformation from MAGA. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bob, can you introduce yourself, please? Oh, you can you do it through your phone? Or it's not working either? Okay, can I introduce you, Bob? Okay, so seems like Bob is his microphone says that he's open, but his microphone is not allowing him to communicate. Bob is one of our most dearly members. He's been a big supporter and he's been with us for a long time, and he's always on time. He goes straight to the point, and he really is been a mentor to me, and I really appreciate that he's been with us today.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why the echo.
Yeah, because you have two sessions to have the phone and the
Okay, I'm
Zoom.
gonna leave.
Federico, you are muted.
Bob, just do what Marta says. Just turn off basically one of them.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Bob.
I can't hear you, but that's okay.
Bob, are you able to hear us?
I kind of heard that a little bit. My volume is all the way up.
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I got it now.
Now you're on.
Hi, everybody. I don't know what happened. My computer got frozen. I cannot go in and out or on and anything. So I'm just connecting my phone. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to continue for now in my phone to see if I can get back in the computer. So meanwhile, I would like to please ask, no, we worked with Tanya. Tanya, were you able to introduce yourself?
Oh, Tanya, your microphone is muted. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, Jose, introduce yourself, please.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm Jose Peralta. I have been attending some of these meetings since the first one. Looking forward to being more involved. I'm originally from Bolivia. I immigrated to the U.S. with my family when I was very young and have lived in Fairfax and the surrounding areas ever since.
Oh, thank you. Federico, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Federico Cura, and I've been involved with the Fairfax Latino Caucus for some time. And thanks for Maritza for letting me know. So I work in finance, and but I'm involved in a lot of organizations, including LULAC Virginia. I'm on the board, and I just got off that Zoom call, and then I'm also a feminist, so I'm also with the Virginia National Organization for Women now, and so anyway, so that I'm on the state treasurer for that, and also on messaging and communication. I'm with Virginia Grassroots Coalition, and I chair the messaging committee. So I live in Arlington, in Fairfax, Arlington, yes, Northern Virginia.
Thank you so much. I think that for now we are we know who's here in the meeting. So I'm just gonna continue with the agenda. So when we have our speaker, we will be ready. So let me tell everybody that as a chair, I would like to appoint a secretary to take the meetings, the minutes in our meetings, and I hope that there's no objection. Is there any objection?
No, of course not.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I want to appoint Marta Calderon, and she's going to take our minutes. So congratulations, Marta. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So,
You were
so I'm going to talk a little bit about really quick about our meetings. I have picked the last Thursday of each month because it seems like it has the fewest conflicts with Northern Virginia. And that way we can accommodate our agenda during the month with our other specific things that we do, and we can just kind of close the month in a nice way, having a nice meeting and thinking ahead what we're going to plan for the next month. So I'm going to read, since we are after the reorganization and some of you might be new, I'm just going to read really fast the mission statement that we adopted in August 25th in 2022. The vision mission of FCDC Democratic Latino Caucus is to expand the number of active Latino Hispanic members, foster members' participation at the levels of FCDC, and address issues affecting Latino Hispanic voters in Fairfax County. We will accomplish this through fundraising, community events, new member drives, orientation into FCDC, education on voter registration, volunteering, and get out the vote. We believe power is in diversity and uniting for a common cause. I move that we reaffirm the mission statement today. Do I hear a second?
second.
Yes, a second.
Are there any objections? Okay, then the mission statement is adopted. I want to mention that the Blue Fairfax Dinner is the biggest fundraiser of FCDC, and they always request committees and caucus to donate baskets. So for this event, we need donations, either items for the baskets or money, and I will be sending more information soon. And we can then talk about, how good our baskets have done for the Blue Fairfax. Let me
Sorry,
see.
say that again. This is the fundraising of what?
This is the major fundraising for FCDC, and it's called the Blue Fairfax Dinner.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So let me talk to you a little bit about our speaker, Elizabeth Guzman. She's the candidate for member of the Congress, Virginia 7. She's a past Virginia State delegate for 31st District. There is lively competition for the open congressional seat in the 7th district because Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger has decided to run for governor. Our speaker tonight is one of those running for her congressional seat. Elizabeth is a Peruvian-American politician and social worker who represented Virginia at the 31st House of Delegates district in Virginia House of Delegates. She was one of the first Latinos to be elected to the legislature. She was invited by Nancy Pelosi to deliver the Spanish language response to the Trump's 2018 State of the Union address. So for no more questions, no more saying, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Elizabeth Guzman. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, hello everyone. I am sorry I'm connecting from my car, but I mean, for us, the Latino community, in the midst of this campaign, on Saturdays, my daughter's quinceañera. So I'm trying to do it all, but you know, as Latina moms, we know how to multitask and we do it well. So that's what we're doing. But thank you, Maritza, for the invitation. It's always nice to come and visit you, Latinos from Fairfax, in the Fairfax Democrats. You know me, I've been working in the General Assembly for the last 6 years. I raised 4 children in Congressional District 7. My oldest is 33, my youngest is 14. I am a social worker, a public administrator, an immigrant, but most importantly, I am a fighter. I'm a fighter for vulnerable and marginalized communities. And when I got to this country, you know about my story. And with the support of my family, I was able to go to school. Today, I have 2 master's degrees, one in public administration, a second one in social work. And, you know, and I got involved in politics in 2006 when people who look like me and my family were being profiled in Prince William County. So I decided to mobilize the community, invite them to vote in every election, make them aware that elections have consequences, not only for president, because they were very active presidential voters, but I talked to them about voting also in local and state elections. And with that, you know, I led the effort to repeal the 287G in Prince William County. Not only that, I helped unseat every single MAGA Republican who voted for that bill. And then in 2016, I flipped my district red to blue after 26 years by double digits. And, you know, went to Richmond, introduced over 100 of pieces of legislation, passing landmark legislation as collective bargaining for public sector employees, paid sick leave, more school counselors, more resources for military families and veterans, and driver's license for undocumented immigrants, and more. And, you know, and then as Maritza explained earlier, Nancy Pelosi invited me to do the State of the Union rebuttal. And, you know, it was the honor of my life to represent Virginia and the Latino community in Virginia, to just let the country know that we are present and we exist. And when I saw what happened in Capitol Hill, it was, it really bothered me, but I was excited that many of us got involved in the Biden-Harris ticket back in 2020. And they won, and they proved that democracy prevailed and domestic terrorism is never gonna win in America. So, you know, then my Congresswoman, Abigail Spanberger, decided not to run for re-election. I'm not in office. You probably remember that I ran for state senate and I lost by 50 Republican votes because, yes, in Virginia, we have Republicans who participate in open primaries. So, but things happen for a reason. And now I helped her get elected when Jessie Vega was running against her. I know the district inside out. It's 11 localities, bigger than Delaware. I did meet and greets. I did community events, you know, roundtable conversations. And I know the district and I want to bring my experience as an effective legislator, but also my professional experience. I've been working for over 20 years in local government here in Virginia. And I'm ready to hit the ground running. You know, this district is going to be extremely competitive. I'm the only candidate that has flipped districts and won on swing districts. I won my re-election 3 times. I'm in a crowded primary, as Maritza explained. And of course, we are all going to line up, in believing in our core democratic values. But I believe that it's extremely important that we can elect someone. The number one has legislative experience, professional experience, and has won elections before, competitive elections. So it's not going to be easy, because to me, winning the primary is just the first step. What is going to be most important is to build a coalition that has never been built before. We need everybody on board. We need women, we need seniors, we need immigrants, people of color, military families. We need everybody on board, because I know that that's the only path to win, as I participate in multiple national campaigns, starting from the Women for Obama, and then being on that campaign trail for President Biden, for Terry McAuliffe, for Tim Kaine, and lately for Abigail Spanberger. So I am ready, and it'll be an honor to represent the diversity of Virginia and be elected as the first Latina to represent Virginia in Congress. I am the only candidate who has also lined up support from local organizations and national organizations. And there is one candidate that is well-funded. He moved into the district in 2022 and did not vote in the primary last year, for example, which was very important. And he's trying to buy the election. But when I talk about a district being competitive, once you are on that stage and Republicans are going to ask you, what are your policies? What are you fighting for? Then most of the candidates don't have an answer. And that's extremely important to me. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't understand the needs of the district, the Republicans are going to map the floor with you. And then we are going to lose this competitive seat, which is extremely important in order for us to regain the majority in the House of Representatives, because we see how all of these great policies are getting stuck in the House of Representatives. Biden has great ideas. He wants to do even more. He's been the most pro-union president that we have ever had in this country's history, saving the environment, investing in infrastructure, and more. So please find ways to get involved. My webpage is guzmanforcongress.com. Early voting starts next Friday. And, so we are looking for volunteers to knock on doors. This has always been a grassroots campaign, and it will not change this time. And this is the part that I enjoy the most. So I hope you can come and join us and find ways to get involved. And, in case you have any questions, well, I'm here for questions.
Recording in progress. Please, anybody has any questions for Elizabeth?
I can say, I mean, I truly believe Elizabeth is a fighter and the kind of representative that Northern Virginia needs in Congress. Yeah.
Thank you, Federico. Appreciate it.
Is there anything, Elizabeth, that you would really like the Latino Caucus to help you with? Like, what is the area that is the most important area for you?
We're looking for, when we look at early vote, we have seen that there is participation during the first week, and then it goes down until the last 3 weeks before election day. So we're looking for volunteers. We want to have presence, at every early voting precinct. And then, of course, we're knocking on doors. If you are interested in knocking on doors, if you're not comfortable and you want to make phone calls, we also have phone banks available, so you can do it from your home. And if you have any money to spare, I will not say no. Again, this is a grassroots campaign, and I am running against a money machine. But the money is not from Virginia. It's from elsewhere, and they're trying to buy this election. So you can go to my webpage, and there is a donate link as well if you would like to help us out.
Any other questions for Elizabeth?
Maybe the question that I have is, in your webpage, do you have an option for volunteering?
Yes, there is an option where it says get involved, and you can just fill out the form there. or you can always message us through our social media, and we get back to you as well.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So we're gonna do everything in our power to make sure that we give information to all our members about all the things that you're doing and how they can contact you and how they can participate in your events. So please stay in touch, and we really appreciate that you came and visit. You're welcome to stay with us for the rest of the meeting. I know that you're busy, but we love to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and I have to go back to another event, but thank you so much for having me today. Gracias, Maritza. All
Okay,
right.
thank you. Bye. Okay, so I'm so happy that I see that our friend Chris Falcon has joined us, and I couldn't be happier for that. Chris, welcome to the Latino meeting. How you doing?
Gracias, Maritza. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, please introduce yourself and tell us more about you, what you've been doing, how's it going, and how is the challenge?
Absolutely. Hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo están todos? I'm Chris
Buenas
Falcon,
noches.
Chris Falcon. I've been getting that question a lot over the last couple of months. How do you say your last name? And I've been answering it truthfully. It's Falcon. But over the years, my dad got tired of correcting the pronunciation, so it became Falcon, and that's the way I've always pronounced it. But it's wonderful to be with old friends, new friends. I am your Fairfax County Clerk of the Circuit Court. We made history last year. Thank you to everyone for helping. I won in November a countywide election, and in the process, I became the first countywide elected Latino in Fairfax County history, and I also became the first Hispanic Latino clerk of the court in Virginia history. And we've been very busy. We haven't been making a lot of headlines, but I have some cool updates for you guys about the things that we've been working on, and a little bit of inside information that you're going to get a preview on things that we haven't even gone public with yet, but I'm going to let you all know. So for those that may not be aware, the Clerk of the Circuit Court is your administrative body that's in charge of the day-to-day operations at the county circuit court. So issuing the marriage licenses, recording deeds, probating estates when people pass away, and managing the case information for criminal and civil cases, along with 800 plus other duties. So most of the job over the last 3 months has been me orientating and getting acclimated to the Fairfax County system. It's an office of 172. I'm coming from an office in Arlington of 30. So it has been a very large transition moving to a larger office and getting to know all the different people in Fairfax County government and Fairfax City government. But I think we've done a great job. And I want to let you know some of the things that are coming up. So starting next month, we're going to be launching satellite service in Reston. So what does that mean? It means people, one morning a month, we are going to be putting out a press release with this information. We'll be able to go out to a location far away from the Fairfax Circuit Court to get their marriage licenses, to get free notarization of documents, to get certified copies of court records and other things from our satellite location, which will be in Reston at the Kathy Hudgens Community Center. And I believe that this program is going to grow over time. We're going to be able to expand it to other parts of the county. I know I've told Gil and Maritza, we're coming to South County, Mount Vernon. I met a lot of friends campaigning countywide, and we need to be, I think, as government elected officials, be thinking about the entire county and how we can make it easier for people to do day-to-day business with the court, with the clerk's office, and filing records, requesting copies of records should not require people to have to lose a day of work to go all the way to Fairfax City if they don't live anywhere near there. So that satellite service, we'll be putting out information about it. You can follow me on Facebook. I'll put the link on in the chat in a little bit, or just keep an eye out for the news, because I believe we're going to be getting it out to local news outlets so that they know that this office, the Fairfax Circuit Court, is going to start meeting you where you are, coming out into the community and meeting the people. And also online case information access. Fairfax County is still the only circuit court in Virginia that doesn't provide free online access to public case information in criminal and civil cases. I'm changing that. I'm not announcing a date tonight, but stay tuned. It's coming very, very soon.
I'm excited about being able to allow people to find out what's happening in cases without having to physically come to the courthouse and sit at one of the computers. I know that came up a lot with a certain case that's been in the news the last couple of weeks. But I believe people should be able to find out what's happening in their community by going on their phones and plugging in a case and plugging in the names of parties and case numbers and see what's happening. And I'm excited to bring a free system so that people no longer have to come to the court. And that is something that I plan on delivering in the next 2 months. Last thing I'll say is language access. That was one thing I ran on, and I'm very proud that over the last few months, we've been able to bring in additional speakers of languages other than English as staffers, Spanish speakers, speakers of Mongolian. So I encourage you all, please share with your networks and friends. The Fairfax County Government Jobs website lists our positions, and language is listed as a desired skill on all of those job descriptions, not just the customer service ones. I really encourage, all of our positions to be able to offer language. And I believe that we're delivering on the One Fairfax promise when we have staff at Fairfax County, Fairfax City who speak multiple languages so that we can better serve the public. But wonderful to meet you all and see old friends on here. I'm not campaigning for office anymore because I won an 8-year term, but we've been very busy because I think we have a lot of work to do here in Fairfax County and Fairfax City. So happy to answer any questions, but otherwise I would pass it back to Maritza.
Chris, it's Antonia. Hi. Chris, how's it working out with the transitioning of the previous staff, or perhaps they're still current? I know they had concerns because you were different and change is hard for us. Are you getting used to you and vice versa?
Absolutely. Thanks for that question, Tony. It's great to see you. The staff has been amazing. I was a little concerned and worried. It's like, oh, all these new faces, I'm the new guy. But I think, and I've shared this with people. I don't think they would mind me sharing this, but I got everyone together the very first morning I was on the job, and I just introduced myself. I bought a whole lot of coffee and donuts and muffins and fruit and had like a little breakfast. And then I just said, good morning. And everyone said, good morning. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot of people, 170 people. But I told them about myself and my vision. And I shared a story that I'll share real briefly with you guys, that I had planned to take a few weeks off between my old job in Arlington and this job. And I told them that didn't end up happening. I didn't get any time off. I was working until last week. I finally got the pictures from the drawings of my kids off my wall after 4 p.m. on Friday. But that I was there because there was work to be done. And people still needed to be able to come and get married at the court in Arlington and apply for the different permits that they can at the court. And that I believe that the customer service aspect of our job is so important that I was still working until the last minute at my former job. But no, I mean, to answer your question, they've been wonderful. And I'm still getting to know all the people because it's a huge office. But people have been really receptive to new ideas. And I've really enjoyed getting to know everyone.
Good.
So Chris, what has been the most challenging thing that you have faced since you started your new job?
I would say, Maritza, the transition from a small office to a large office. Yeah. I mean, that I would be lying if I didn't say that's the toughest part. The county I came from, Arlington County, is great. It has a wonderful local government, but it is much smaller. We're talking a county of 230 something thousand compared to almost 1.2 million. So that scale is huge. But and then getting to know all of the different agency heads and all of the key players in Fairfax County, Fairfax City. But moving up that scale has been tough. But I have very, very excellent people who are in charge, like our captains in the circuit court, who have made me look very good at the job. But I can admit absolutely that just getting used to that huge jump in size is quite a challenge. But I know we're up for it. And it's also, part of it is also knowing that I have to delegate more, right? I am the first to admit, sometimes I try to take too much on myself, you know, and I have to be better about trusting people. And I think I'm getting better at delegating. I have to.
Well, one thing that I know for sure that I want to mention is that I'm really happy that I've seen you going out with your family, being in a different events. And I think it's going to play a big key role that people can see you spending time with your family, enjoying your family while you transiting in this new job. And I think this is very important that you continue going out with your family, posting pictures, make sure that people see that you have time for your family too, and that you are enjoying your job. I cannot tell you how happy I am for you.
Thank you for mentioning that, because that is something I'm trying to show, that we can run for office and be an elected official and still have our family life, right? I'm still at the soccer games on Saturday, so I'm going to definitely keep that going. Thank you for mentioning that, my friend.
Okay, well, I would love to you to consider using the Latino Caucus as a platform too, to let the people know about the services that you're providing, the new services in the community, and then new opportunities and options that they can have by reaching out to your office, because that will be a good way to continue, you know, expanding the work that you're doing. That will be very nice. Does anybody else has anything else? Oh, let's start with Bob. Let's see if you can talk now, and then Federico, and then Todd.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, bravo.
Hey, Bob, good to see you.
Okay. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. Hey, what's the prognosis for going forward with getting our documents online is a big deal. The other thing is is the cost associated with getting documents? What's on the horizon?
So first, we're working towards providing the free online access to the case information. So that part is what I'm working on being able to deliver this calendar year. So that's a very important missing piece, because there are so many people, as you know, Bob, that represent themselves in Fairfax County because they can't afford lawyers. And right now, they're really at a disadvantage when they can't find the information in their civil cases to be able to properly defend themselves. And I also found this out too, as last year it was going on. There are public defenders and court-appointed attorneys and people that can't find the information they need to properly defend the criminal defendants either, because that information is only available for a fee if you subscribe. So that's why that part is a priority for me to do the public information. But I am planning long-term to be able to provide a document request portal on the website so that people can ask for copies of their records on our website, pay with a credit card, have it returned to them digitally if they want, or in mail. That is something I talked about last year a lot, and that part is coming after the information piece. But thank you for bringing that up.
All right, Chris. Great to see you.
Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Federico.
Oh yeah. Hi, Chris. It's good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Yeah. So, and I agree with Maritza. I love the pictures of you and your family together. You know, it just showing that public officials are human and flesh and bone. Yeah. So I just want to make you aware of something that's going on today, actually, on social media. So today is a day of action in social media. Not that you can do anything about it, you know, because of you're public official, but it's kind of on the legal front, basically. So the hashtag today on social media was justice can't wait, and the whole point is that experts agree that by May 20th, the Supreme Court of the United States must wrap up this ridiculous un-American presidential immunity case. And so May 20th, it should be done. And so anyway, so there was basically, a lot of, social media post about basically the billionaire purchase MAGA justices just trying to delay just to buy the former MAGA president time. It's just so corrupt that it's unbelievable. But some of the discussions that happened today in the Supreme Court are interesting, actually, from Ketanji Brown and Judge Justice
Kagan?
the Latina Justice. Sotomayor, yeah. Really nice discussion. So anyway, that's all I had to say. If anybody's here and still has time to put something on social media, put a post in there. May 20th, SCOTUS must wrap up that ridiculous case. And MAGA billionaire purchase MAGA justices cannot, delay things for, just to influence the election. So anyway, that's all.
Thank you for letting me know, my friend. It's good to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you, Chris. Todd?
And Chris, felicitaciones otra vez.
Hola, Todd.
So
¿Cómo estás?
excited at what you're doing. And I know when you were campaigning, there was some controversy. There were some attacks that trying to do what you're trying to do, if you did in Arlington on putting more stuff online, would be a security risk, and it would be violating people's personal information and things like that. Have you, now that you're actually doing it and seeing it and working with over 170 staff to make it happen, how are you feeling about it? Does that seem to be more of a red herring, or do you think there are legitimate concerns that you have to deal with?
Both. So let me say, I was having a conversation about that very topic last week with the staff, but we all came back to the conclusion that all of that information, all of that case information is already publicly available in our court, but you have to pay for it. That is the way that previously the administration thought that they were keeping it more secure by charging for it. Or you can come in person and look at it all and copy it all. So it's already out there. But all that said, we are slow rolling this program, Todd. That's why I didn't come out and deliver it in February or March, right? We are taking absolute care to make sure that we deliver this right, and that we make sure that everyone's private information stays private, and that it's only the public portions that are actually going to be up on the web portal.
Well, if you have to pay for it, it's only available to the people who can pay for it.
Right. And the bad actors have money, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I had a lot of conversations with that, as you know, last year, and that just charging for things doesn't make it more secure. It just makes a higher class, not a higher class, but a higher level income bracket that can get it.
Well, it sounds like you're getting good support for your staff, which makes me really happy, because I think Fairfax County government is very good. I think the people are overall very good. And having worked for you once in 2013 to get Terry Culliff elected, I can vouch that you're a great person to work for.
Todd, it was awesome working with you in 2013 and in 2023 and in beyond.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, I just want to ask you, I got today an alert that they said that came from your office about some scams. Do you want to say something about that?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking about that, Maritza. So on Monday, we learned that a massive email scam had gone out over the weekend that was sent claiming to be a Florida case that involved, one second, guys, that involved Fairfax County residents, and that they had to respond by this time and open this attachment to see a copy of their summons, essentially. And Graciela wanted to say hello. Hi. But we quickly realized this is a scam, and we got over 100 phone calls on Monday from concerned residents. So the staff, they were the ones that brought it to our attention around lunchtime, like, hey, by the way, this is happening. 1 second, please. And so we were able to quickly get a notice up on the internet, alert the Fairfax County Police, the Sheriff's Office, And our staff put together a press release, and it got picked up, as you guys may have seen, by media the following day. So quick reactions from your amazing Fairfax County staff.
Well, thank you so much. Hi. We're gonna give you some homework for the next meeting. You will have to give us a report to let us know that your dad is giving you enough time to help him with his work. Yes? Okay. Chris, we're always happy to see you. We are like a incredible amazed with the work that you do. And please don't forget about us. We will be happy to echo, the changes that you want to do in the community. So please visit us again.
Thank you. Last plug is I'll be posting stuff about Coolmore Day. We're going to be tabling at Coolmore Day in Bailey's Crossroads next weekend, our offices. So I'll put stuff about that on the Facebook page, and I'll put a link about that in the chat right now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Keep us posted.
Bye, you guys. Great seeing you.
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was wonderful. I'm so happy that he joined us. So let's talk about old business. Anybody has any old business? No? Okay, well, let's move to new business. Any new business? Well, then let's go to announcements.
Was there new business?
There was a new business. Jose, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to what Chris had just said at the end of his announcements kind of sparked an idea, or I guess a question kind of back to you, Maritza. But there are different events that FCDC and different parts of FCDC participate in, and one thing that would be, I think, kind of the purview of the Latino Caucus, in my mind, would be things like Coolmore Day, where it would be nice to have some representation of FCDC, but also being able to communicate back to some of the Latino community about what the Democratic representatives are actually doing for them. So, being able to actually talk to and point to, concrete things that are happening in their community that are as a result of the hard work of Democrats that have been elected, I think would be a really helpful thing for us as we try to, get people involved and motivated in FCDC that are from that Latino community. And then the other thing that I was interested to and kind of thinking about is, I think often we have in our meetings, different issues that we all bring to the table, and usually they're issues from our own kind of personal experience, things that like we've been working on for a long time, or that we just specifically feel passionate about. But I'd be really interested in actually going to community events and surveying Fairfax County Latinos for their thoughts just on, like, if you were in charge in Fairfax County, what would you do? What are some of the issues that you're dealing with that you'd like to get help with? To be able to then bring back into these conversations, so that we have a better and clearer insight into what generally other Latinos and other socioeconomic and educational backgrounds really need from a group of dedicated people like us here at the Latino Caucus. So just thoughts on that.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight. Is exactly like that, because we as the Latino Caucus, it will be very good for us to have representation in the different events that not only that happen in Fairfax and around Fairfax too, but especially inside of the Latino community too. So I would really like for if anybody has the well, what's the word? Information, yeah, but if anybody wants to participate in this kind of events, I would like to make sure that we all can do it, because as the Latino Caucus, we have a tent, we have giveaways, we have tablecloth, we are prepared to go to any event, but banners, we have everything. Now we put together all our equipment and make sure that we can pop up in any event, right? And then we can represent not only FCDC and the Latino community, but the things that we want to do and offer for people to get involved. So if anybody's interested, please let me know so we can start putting a team that we will follow the calendar and add the events that happen during the year, and be prepared that it's not like a one-person team or two-person team, but that we can rotate and we can help each other in different events and have the same mission and bring ideas to the table about how we can, promote it and have more people participate. Yeah, we have a lot of giveaways. We have everything to be set up and be part of any event. And,
Hear about an event.
yeah, if you hear about an event, let us know. We put it in the bulletin. We will request people to join us and make a signership to be able to do shifts and participate in this event. So every feedback, any ideas that you have, please let me know. We can work together, put it together and expand it to make sure that we create a way for everybody to participate. Okay? Thank you, Joseph.
I have a question.
Yes?
Jose, do you have any event in mind that is coming soon?
Well, Colmore Day is right around the corner. I had actually forgotten about that, but that is a fantastic event. And the density of Latinos that participate in that event is really high. I mean, that's the other thing that would be great to think about too, is just what kind of events are going on. There's also like a lot of over the summer, quite a few like cultural events. I know like the Bolivian community has a couple, and so I'm more than happy to try to brainstorm and think of some of these events where it might be worthwhile for us to participate. There are also other events by some Latino organizations that they put on that I'm aware of. So what I'll do as my homework is put that together in an email, and then I can send that to Maritza, some of those events that I'm aware of at least. And then the only other thing that I was going to reemphasize was, it would be great if we had just like a standard, usually my personal experience with tabling events is that, we have, this is not we, because I haven't participated in Latino Caucus doing the events, but in other FCDC and a myriad of other nonprofits that I've tabled for, it's usually kind of a one-way exchange where, people come by and you give them, like something like a pamphlet or whatever. But it would be nice if we had a standard set of maybe like 3 or 4 questions that we could ask to try to collect some data and feedback from attendees at these community events, so that over time we can kind of collect a broader idea of what's actually on people's minds and what their needs are in the places that we go, because I think that would be really helpful for us to shape our decisions around what kind of events we want to have and what kind of actions we want to take. If we start hearing from a lot of people at the different events or wherever we go out, that they're distressed by how often their kids are disciplined at school, that could be something that we all kind of think about, and how do we advocate for that. But it would be good to have like a standard set of questions that whenever the Latino Caucus people that can go to an event can have ready to just like take people's basic information, like, oh, what's your ethnic background? What would you do if you were in charge of Fairfax County? What are some things stressors that you deal with on a daily basis, and then just record that very quickly for the people that we interact with. Yeah, but I'll send that email to you, Maritza, of things I can think of that might be good events.
No, that's wonderful.
I
I'm
put
sorry,
in the
Marta.
chat. I put in the chat my email too, so I will appreciate it. And if you were so kind to write your email so that we can have it too.
Actually, we have a ping wheel, and there was time that we used to collect different kind of data. But if we start storm braining with questions that we can start, knowing more our community and how can we shape it, that will be wonderful. So please, everybody, just send me your ideas, and probably we can meet before our next meeting just to do a little happy hour and do some storm brain, ideas and put them together. So, brainstorming so we can, get something ready for the next meeting and for our next event, which we're going to be talking soon. We have Lionel and Todd.
Okay. I would like to express my support to Todd and also to Federico, who has expressed some ideas about messaging. This is an area in which I am very much interested. I'm very concerned about the kind of message that the party delivers sometimes to the Latino community. I have been reading a lot about the efforts that the party, especially the presidential campaign, is doing in the heavily Latino states. I'm not very convinced about what they are doing. This idea that expressing the same message in different languages, even just in different accents, is not enough. And I think that the people who really have done a lot of work and successful work in Florida essentially found that you have to rethink the message and give it to the Latino thinking as Latinos and not as mere translations. So I would like to, I'm going to put my email in the chat. So if anyone has ideas or concerns about messaging, it's an area in which I would like to work and, participate with other people interested in the idea.
Yeah, thank you. So we can even arrange with Federico to have a little session to start with just the beginning of messaging, something really short, and sweet, and then we can start going from there, right? Thank you. Todd?
Same thing on messaging, and you're right. But if you don't have Spanish at all, it's best to be customized for the users. But if you don't have anything even in Spanish, that's even worse. One thing beautiful about the DNC's I Will Vote is you click a button, it's in Spanish or Chinese or Arabic. Those are the three they have now, but it's been in Spanish for several years. And it's just so great. All you do is press it in Spanish. It explains everything, how you can vote now, put in your address, where you can vote, makes it so easy. And if you go to joebiden.com, all you see there is they want money. And if you really search, you can find some other things, but they don't really have much about their messaging. And one of the challenges, I was shocked in 2021, first time I helped elect Terry McAuliffe was working for Chris Falcone. But the second time, I was finding people who knew me, Chinese speakers and Latinos and that, who knew me as just the helpful Democrat who stays at these places and gives information on voting. And they were telling me, oh yeah, we hate Trump, but we're going to vote for Youngkin because Democrats don't respect parents. And this is because Republicans were translating their school information into Spanish and Chinese and getting it out to the people. And we weren't doing the same. So I'm just saying, hey, we've got to be out there too. And one of the worst problems we have with Latinos and young people and other minorities is they think, oh yeah, well, whatever you say you did, all I know is that when Trump was president, I was doing better economically. And that's true until COVID hit. And then the economy went into a terrible thing. Trump made it worse because he was denying it. And Biden had to rescue the country. But they don't know that. They're just thinking, oh, it used to be better under Trump. So I'm saying at least the JoeBiden.com should have that story in a positive way on their website, so it's possible for people to share it too. And yes, it should be tailored, but at least they should have the basic information, because a lot of the people who complain about inflation don't realize all the things Democrats did to keep them from enduring severe hardship. Extended unemployment. In 2021, the only help that came to people in 2021 came from Democrats. The Republicans were against it. Once Trump was not elected, they were against giving any aid. So we did it all. And people who were experiencing hunger, people who were not evicted from their homes or apartments, that's all because of what Democrats did. And the most important thing was, in addition to stimulus checks, we extended unemployment benefits. It was incredible what we did. We were so successful that they didn't notice how good things were. It didn't get real. They weren't out on the street. And so they didn't appreciate how much had actually been done. And unlike Trump, who does nothing and brags about all the things he did, we Democrats were too humble. So I'm just saying, get the information out there and get it in different languages so we can share it. Because we all have people we know who say, oh, well, I don't know that Democrats did anything for me. And rather than us trying to say it all the time, let's have something that looks authoritative that tells our story.
Okay, thank you so much, Todd. Federico?
Oh, yeah. No, I really appreciate, language, having things in Spanish helps, but it's not, as we all know, it's not enough. I like what Leonel said, and messaging, that's been is my passion. I really think that, at the bottom of every problem we have, there's a messaging component. A decades of people in the progressive community using failed language and not good message framing. The important thing is that we have to reach for the high moral ground all the time, because all politics is moral, and it's moral for all races and ethnicities and gender, so we need to talk about freedom, for instance, and prosperity, and for all, not just for a few, just for all Americans. So that's one of the things. I'd be happy to do a workshop or just to talk about these things. There's fresh data that I just got a hold of from Anat Shenker-Osorio, master message framer. So there are three things. This is the theme for the 2024 elections. Okay, so everybody listen up. Okay, fresh off the presses. Okay, so the theme for this year is our freedoms, our families, our futures. So that's really the that's kind of where we're going to. That's kind of at the strategic communication right there. And then the three more strategies that we will be using is draw the contrast, right? Which is sort of an obvious one, but also disrupt despair and inspire defiance. Okay, so there are a number of ways of doing this, but we can just do a talk and discuss it further. I mentioned on messaging this day of action today on social media, very important. It's just the MAGA justices in Supreme Court they're really doing some, what they're doing is wrong. It's un-American, it's wrong. Delaying justice for partisan reasons is morally disgusting. So we have to speak up But yeah, we have to draw a moral, we're going to make a moral case for who we are and what we want, you know.
Thank you so much, Federico. So does anybody has an announcement? We already passed like 10 minutes out of the meeting. So I would like to finish so we can have a little happy hour, and whoever needs to go back to another meeting or other place, you know, we are able to do that. So anybody has any announcements? Well, I want to remind everybody, well, if in case you don't know, the Cinco de Mayo celebration for the Fairfax Diversity Outreach Committee is going to be on Cinco de Mayo in the Mason Government Center. And that will be a good place where we can go and have fun and do some outreach and let people know that what are the things that we're doing with the Latino Caucus. So I really encourage you to go there. And if you're interested too about giving a donation or bringing ideas and how we can make a basket for the blue for the blue fundraising event for Fairfax, I would really appreciate it. Does anybody else have anything to announce? You, Federico?
Can I say a comment? I would like to thank you, Marisa, for taking the initiative and to restart the meetings. And all this takes a lot of work, and I think that all of us should help. And if you have anything I can help, just tell me and I'll do it.
Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. So our meetings are going to stay as the last Thursday of the month from 7 to 8 p.m. So you can mark your calendars and you can invite your friends and ask them to join our bulletin. We are open for suggestions and ideas to put in the bulletin to make it more efficient. If it needs to be more efficient, I think it's pretty good, but we always accept ideas, and we need to write an article. That will be awesome. So if we don't have any more else to say, I'm adjourning this meeting. Yes?
I just have a question before we finish. What is in the procedures of this committee about the minutes? Do you distribute the minutes before the meeting, or what is the normal procedure that you have been following?
So the way we want it is to be so simple and not a hassle and not a burden. So when you make your minutes, you just give it to me and we prepare them and get them ready to be sent just before our next meeting. So when people receive the bulletin, they can see the minutes and the agenda, what happened before and where are we going to be looking forward, and it's out of your plate. We wanted to make it so simple, you know, so easy that it will not be something for you as a burden.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the meeting is adjourned, and you're welcome to stay for a happy hour. Happy half hour.